Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aries July 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2, and yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as July goes, Venus will be in Leo from the 18th until the 31st, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could manifest perhaps in a love of grandeur, in romantic situations in some cases, maybe even with children in some cases. It could also be about spending extravagantly on matters connected with investments or even gambling. If you're unattached at this time, Aries, you may connect with a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Leo characteristics. It could be somebody that might be for a superficial fling, or it could simply be something that could be very strong romantic connection. And also this could manifest in valuing courage, fortitude, pride, confidence and self-assuredness, even generosity and extroversion, even dominance, perhaps in matters with children, with sports even, especially the dominance in sports, and having confidence and self-assuredness as well in that. And also it could be a time too where really feeling really gregarious and being extroverted could really be tied in strongly to attaining greater personal popularity. So anyway, could also be about making money, doing maybe some kind of very creative, something very creative, or something connected Leo related, such as entertainment, which could really be something you strongly love and enjoy. Anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Leo, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one way this may manifest, this could be about rather contentious, real acrimonious situations with lovers, with children at this time. It could be matters connected with pride and ego, maybe domineering behavior. It could be also getting angry at a domineering child or lover, or somebody you share some kind of hobby with at this time. It could also be where you might find yourself putting a lot of energy into something like Leo-like enjoyment. That could be a game you might play, could be like a Guitar Hero, or anything connected with entertainment or showcasing your abilities, flaunting your abilities, so to speak. It could be doing energy connected with golf or sports in general. Could be playing, could be doing something like a Leo. You might put a lot of energy into a Leo sport, such as bodybuilding or beach volleyball or even golf at this time. And also about taking action perhaps into not just playing sports but dominating them as well at this time. So anyway, the next thing up is Jupiter will still be in Sagittarius, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. As I've talked about previously, Jupiter could be rather paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this could enlarge and expand self-righteous, foolhardy, reckless, even over-optimistic behavior with in-laws, with grandchildren, with foreigners, perhaps. But it could be very fortuitous for Sagittarius higher education courses. It could be taking something connected with sports, with the law, with religion, philosophy, publishing, advertising, something associated with long-distance traveling. It could also be a time too where you might find yourself publishing something Sagittarius related, such as something connected with sports, law, philosophy. It could also be a time where you put a lot of exuberant, expansive, and enthusiastic energy into perhaps expanding your horizons, doing so really with a lot of positive energy at this time as well. And it could also be, now in some cases, this could be about prosperity, in some cases through maybe a very maybe a legal issue in some cases, or it could be something with the law, or also about expressing a lot of exuberant, benevolent energy, perhaps in long distance travel, through religious matters, maybe with foreigners, and also with in-laws and grandchildren at this time. So anyway, next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, this could be about experiencing perhaps some limitations and restrictions in matters pertaining to your career at this time, to your public image, your reputation. At the same time, you might find yourself taking care of a debilitated or sickly dominant parent, which is often the father, someone prominent in your career. It could be somebody that may be maybe an older person at this time, and maybe somebody that's prominent also in your public image, your reputation, such as a promoter. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. It could also be about doing really something, well, it could be about a lot of laborious, consistent efforts in attaining success, improving your stature in life, your social status at this time. So in serious responsibilities toward 10th house related matters. So those are some ways that this could manifest at this time. So anyway, the next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, this could be about expressing maybe a lot of unusual persistence and perseverance in financial matters, or dealing with a lot of unusual, stubborn, and obstinate behavior for people that you generate money with. You might be dealing with a lot of financial fluctuations at this time. The change in income, if it's for the worse, it might affect your self-esteem and self-worth very strongly. And also at this time, this could be about Taurus friendships. It could be about Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics that might figure more prominently in your possessions, your self-worth, your self-esteem, your resources at this time. On one very positive end, you might find yourself doing something Uranus related as far as making money, and doing so with a lot of persistence. It could be something with aerospace, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, electricity, such as working as an electrician at this time. So those are some ways that this could, and also you might find yourself doing some buying and selling with something Uranus related, such as electronics and computers at this time as well. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be about aunts and uncles appearing somewhat unclear and nebulous. Hidden adversaries might be so as well. They're hidden to begin with, but when you have Neptune energy, it makes it even more difficult to try to ascertain and determine who these people can be. In some isolated cases, this could be about a confounding or confusing mental illness somebody may get, but a lot of that could be predicated and dependent on aspects this makes to points in your chart, such as an adverse aspect square to your 3rd house cusp, or an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury may increase that propensity at this time. Alcohol, drugs, deception, duplicity can be oneself undoing at this time. But on a positive end, this could be about doing something Neptune related that could be that you may do in solitude and seclusion, such as something with the metaphysical, the mystical, spirituality, metaphysical, which can include astrology, photography, poetry, dancing, and a lot of self-sacrificing energy, perhaps with those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, and the homeless, and the hungry at this time. Now also too, this could be about dealing with some kind of imagined or distorted fears at this time as well, and a lot of that too can be dependent on aspects this makes to points in your chart. An adverse aspect to your natal Jupiter might really increase that propensity, because Jupiter could have that tendency to enlarge and expand. An adverse aspect to it may distort something that could be very negative. Anyway, well, last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. This could actually indicate an actual literal death in some cases of a dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be someone prominent in your career. It could be an authority figure, somebody that might have helped you attain some success or greater stature in life. Hold on a moment, people. And also, and sadly in some cases, this could be about the obliteration or destruction of one's public image or career or reputation. At the same time, remember, Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration. So it could be about the revival of one as well. You might find yourself doing something Plutonian as far as a career-related matter goes. It could be something with insurance, psychology, psychiatry, recycling, astrology, the occult, supernatural, or nuclear physics. As some examples. Remember, Pluto is also about transformation, so you could be undergo complete transformation in career-related matters at this time. Also, be careful though about guard against being overly ruthless in terms of trying to attain greater social status or stature in life, or attaining success at this time. It could also be about dealing with a lot more crisis in matters with your career or with the dominant parent or somebody prominent in your career at this time. So those are some ways this can manifest. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aries July 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Taurus July 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, a person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.